If this is your first time in the channel, subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first one to know about the current market in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is Hilmar.
And I'm Christian with Castillo Realty, and we get calls every day from people just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, please feel free to reach out to us, as our information is in the description box below. We will be so happy to help you make a smooth move to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Christian and I are diving into a very interesting topic today, and it is, what is it? New construction or historic homes? You might be torn if you're looking for the new house between the new construction, the modern, the open concept look, and the charming and character of a home when you're looking at an older home. Which one are you? Leave me the comments below. Are you the modern new construction or the character of the older home?
All right, we're gonna give you just like 2 seconds, okay, of us just sitting here while you guys comment. All right, so Hilmar, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
What's your choice? Do you like modern homes or do you like new homes?
I am definitely a new home. In fact, my last 3 homes have been new, brand new. I am more of the modern open concept. As we know, so many of our best reunions happen in the kitchen. So having the open feel of kitchen, living room, dining room all together, to me, is the ultimate trifecta. Everybody can be sitting in the kitchen, in the living room, and in the dining room and still be together.
That's funny.
Which one are you, Christian?
Oh, thank you for asking. And I am much more of a new modern design household. I like the open concept. I like the new architecture. I like the funky things. I like the Alexas. I like the Apple Pros. I like all those new technological advances because it just makes living a little bit easier. Hey, Alexa, turn on the kitchen light versus going on and turning a light. Sure, it might be lazy, but I love it.
Awesome. Which one are you? Again, it's my question. Comment down below. We would love to hear your answer. Okay, let's talk about historics. Now that we are out of our opinions and we have discussed who we are, what we like, let us tell you about historics and how they look here in Knoxville. A lot of them. Downtown, around the areas in downtown, has a lot of history. And there's nothing better than walking into those beautiful homes with high ceilings, beautiful hardwood floors, and beautiful woodwork. Remember how those homes have staircases and the actual kitchen cabinets and a lot of beautiful details. That really makes me want just to look at it every single time that I'm in it. I love to appreciate how things were done in the past, and also the sometimes wraparound porches that those houses have. We have a lot of them here in downtown, and it's beautiful. Just sit there and say hi to your neighbors. In those neighborhoods, a lot of people walk their dogs, their kids, because everything is pretty close. So it's a whole different feel than new construction, for sure.
So I know I just talked about how, modern designs are my kind of thing and how I like that kind of stuff, and that's fine, right? But I also want to tell you that I am an open-minded person and I do have multiple opinions. And I also like the fact that you just simply cannot recreate most of the old architecture that was in those old homes, like the crown molding, for instance. What modern house do you see with crown molding, right? And those were some beautiful, I know some of those were handmade crown moldings, and that's just nuts to me.
Blows my mind.
I mean, somebody literally sat there and you just don't see that nowadays in modern homes. So as much as I do like the architecture and all that stuff and the simplicity of technology, there is something to say about the old beauties and the craftsmanship that really went into those old homes. And not only the crown molding, but I mean, some of the built-in and some of the other things you just don't see nowadays, right?
The bathrooms,
dude,
the
bathrooms.
bathtubs.
Oh my goodness, bathtubs, dude. Claw bathtubs.
Yes.
Those were incredible. those were incredible. And yeah, I mean, now you see like geode bathtub. I've seen, it was like a $3 million bathtub, and it was just a gigantic crystalline structure of a bathtub. It's like, how do you step in that every day? And it's awesome, it's incredible, but it's not a porcelain claw bathtub.
And let's be clear, all of those things can be recreated in new construction, modern homes,
Sure.
but it's really, really costly
Right.
to do that. So to have that old feel in the modern, newer construction, it's really, really expensive.
Because it's not the standard anymore, right? It's not what is really selling a home anymore, you know, because back in the day, when you were in the Victorian era style homes, that's what everybody wanted, right? Everybody wanted the crown molding, everybody wanted the stained glass, all that kind of things. But now, not many people want them, right? They want the simplicity of stuff, just like I do, and I can still appreciate that stuff, but I probably wouldn't pay a premium, but I know many other people would.
Yes, definitely. The woodworking in the past versus the white cabinets now, it's a totally different feel for sure. But with that charm comes responsibility. If you are the type of person that likes the TLC and the higher maintenance level, that historic home would be for you. But if you are like me, down to the modern, I don't have time for that. But let's say you are into the historic, well, you might just have to do those hardwood floors, right? You just have to redo them. Maybe the systems are broken already, they don't work the way they used to. Or the worst part, plumbing, electrical. Those things might need updating. So if you are that person, if you're handy, or you do know someone that has, especially for the plumbing and electrical, the licensing to do, that might be the home for you.
Right. I think a very important thing that a lot of people don't think about, and maybe these kind of people do, because if they're looking for a historic home, they probably have the knowledge of what it means to own one. But one thing that maybe doesn't come to mind is how much money you might need reserves, right? To be able to, for when those things come up, right? Not to be able to, but for when those things come up, right? So let's say, right, a pipe bursts, or which can happen in a modern home, but it's more likely to happen in an old home versus a new home, right? So always keep in mind, I'm the money guy, always keep in mind, you need extra money when you're going into a purchase like that versus a new home, which is kind of the allure, right, of a lot of young new families going into new construction, right? Because they don't have to worry about, well, sheesh, now I have to fix the plumbing or anything like that.
And especially as a home that has never been updated. Like there are some 1930s that have been updated, or we can say upgraded in the 80s, right? And they have a newer plumbing and electrical, but sometimes we see 1930s in the 1930s era, which means cast iron piping or asbestos wiring. So those are things to consider, of course, when buying a historical home.
Oh, and lead paint. If they haven't updated the paint, you know, don't eat the paint chips.
That's always a big possibility in historical homes.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time we talk about new construction. We've talked about old historic homes, and now we want to move on to kind of the new buildings around the place, right? Because there's a lot popping up in the Hardin Valley, North Shore, Farragut. I mean, there's so many new constructions popping up right now that it's absurd, but it's awesome because we love to see new inventory. But with new construction, I think comes the new appeal of everything is brand new, right?
And that is the peace of mind that a new construction offers, right? And sometimes it's a lot of fun. That's what I like. My past 3 homes, I was able to choose my cabinets, my flooring, my countertops, all of that, my kitchen, appliances, my bathrooms, you know, how everything was going to look. And I know you can do that also in a historic home if you remodel that, right? But something you don't get in a historical home that you get in new construction is that the builders do give you warranties, and everything is new, modern, you know, it's appealing to so many people. for when you compare both.
Right. Like, for instance, I got a new construction, about 2 years ago, and the water heater literally just broke. And we had to get a new one. But, well, we didn't have to replace the whole thing, but just like Hilmar mentioned here, it was under warranty. So I was actually able to get it at a much cheaper price than actually having to go out and buy a new water heater, thank goodness. But that's just kind of the idea of it, right? Yes, there are home warranties that can be, involved whenever you purchase a new home. But as far as those older homes versus a new construction, I think Hilmar hit the nail on the head on that one. You get the home warranties, you get the new appliances, you get the new HVAC, the new flooring. I mean, you get to customize it however you want, and you get to build it from the ground up, right? So that's kind of the appeal. Oh, and let's not forget, very important, up-to-date building codes.
Another important point is location. Most of the historic homes are located near downtown because that's where history and the whole town started, right? It has expanded out, but when you think about being near to downtown in a neighborhood with decades of history, you're talking about mature trees, like walkability, right? You're close to cafes, all sorts of entertainment, amenities. So that is another feature of being in a historic home.
Yeah, and not to mention, I get this knowledge from marching in the University of Tennessee's Pride of the Southland marching band. Funny enough, the University of Tennessee, also known as Blount College back in the day, was established in 1794, which is, I think, 2 years before Tennessee actually became a state in the Union. So now that I kind of got that little history lesson out of the way, I hope you enjoyed it. But let's move on to the new construction side of things, right? New construction is generally a little bit further out than this core downtown, right? Of course, there's new buildings being made, but if you're really thinking about new big neighborhoods and suburbs, you're thinking outside of downtown Knoxville. On the other hand, we have new construction, which can be a little bit further out time frame and honestly distance-wise, which is why we always like to say, whether it's 9 months or 9 days, shoot us a call. Always, our information is in the description below. But anyways, new construction, it can be a little bit better. It really just depends on what you want specifically, because do you want newer infrastructure? Do you want more open feel? Do you want a bigger lot? Do you want possibly a community pool?
Or do you want to walk to your office if you work downtown?
Sure. Yeah. Because if you're wanting to, be in a more downtown area, you might not have that new construction, but you can walk to your work instead of drive and be in traffic.
Or to the university. Exactly. Avoid the traffic.
Right.
There could be a lot of reasons why someone would like to get a historic home closer to the more of a downtown action.
Sure, especially if you're a big community person, because I can't find a more close-knit community than those historic neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So if you're a big community person, that might be the way for you. So let's talk about budgets. Sometimes new construction budgets can be a lot more manageable than anything else, because not only are you not having to worry about the surprises that we talked about before, but also newer homes can also be much more energy efficient, which is way easier on your electricity bill.
That is right. And not only that, but with the historic homes, you have to be, if it is here in downtown Knoxville, it is part of the historical registry.
Sure.
A lot of the homes are. So you have to keep the architecture, you have to keep the home the way it is. So there are restrictions on what you can do about it. And it can be a good investment for sure. I'm not saying that it cannot, but you have to be clear when you go in the expenses that can come when getting a historical home. It might be a lot cheaper than new construction modern homes, but at the end of the day, you can be about the same price. It really depends on your liking and your taste, right? Do you like that feel? Do you like to live in that place? Or are you an easier person, say, let's start from beginning? We have also talked a little bit about the community, right? When you buy a historic home, you're also buying a story. And that is from people that have been living there for years and years. And the traditions may go even to block parties, right? Or community events.
Oh my goodness. I remember when I was a little kid, I got taken to this house, and it was a historic haunted house in the center of Knoxville, of downtown Knoxville. And they actually had recordings of like some of the conversations of what, you know, you can kind of the paranormal activity going on in the house and stuff like that. So whether you're not a Ghostbuster or whether you're a Ghostbuster, it looks like there's something in Knoxville for just about everybody. New neighborhoods, though, they have their own perks, right? Because everybody's moving in at the same time. So you have the opportunity to really create and boost your own community to a new level, right? Whether that's amenities, whether that's clubhouses, whether that's walking trails. I mean, all that stuff is like brand new, ready for you to take advantage of versus something that's already been there or that may not be there at all.
Now, for example, I just have some clients that moved to a historical home, and I've been in this particular new neighborhood. In the historical home, all of the neighbors went to say hi to the new neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
But here, we are all out to meet the new neighbors. It's like we don't know each other. And in the historical side, everybody knows each other. You're the new. But in the new community, everybody's new, so everybody's eager to meet each other.
Right, the new kid on the block.
Yes,
if you will.
yes. So which one is you? Which one is right for you? Are you in the historical, charm, history, or are you into the energy efficient, modern situation? There is no right or wrong answer. It's really what's good for you, what you like, and we are here to help.
That's right. And honestly, Knoxville has a gigantic mixture of both modern and old layouts.
If you are thinking on buying here in Knoxville and you are wanting to navigate between the historic or new construction, Christian and I will help you navigate those options and find you the home you'll love.
Absolutely. Every home has a story, and we're just here to help you find the perfect one for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update on what's going on in Knoxville's market with Hilmar and Christian with Castillo Realty.
Bye.
See you guys.